You want to run this through?
Yeah, really. Get this middle part centered. Like you put a really big piece of clay on there. You can't ever get the center. You don't get this. So we'll give this like a 3. Since this clay is perfect for what we're doing. Oh, right, good. You know. And they're big and easy. Well, I think we're doing all this, of course, is that, and bring it down. Let's see what we can do. No, just hold the bottom. Oh, okay. Like, when I'm trying to bring it back down. This is great. Man, look at what's getting done and how much effort I'm spending. Sort of come in, try to start, okay, we're going to need a pin tool here pretty soon. Okay, so now, I guess we're going to have to, I'll sort of guide it, okay, and maybe you can help me, and not only do we want to pull out, but we want to push down. So a big part of that pulling out is making sure that we're pushing down too. Okay, wait just a second, let's get that. We need more down, okay, we need to be feeding that, okay, let's, yeah. You don't want to go too fast, and I can feel, can you feel that thing where it looks like the clay is joined or something? Yes. You feel that on your hand? That as we can. What I want to do is, like, yeah, really funny. Yeah, like, when I've heard this, 8 women, what are you talking about? No, it was probably me. I don't know. Didn't you say it was like really quirky? Yeah, I'm going out as much as I can without making the fan.
He's the one that presents this to me. John has been doing it for over 25 years, and we have a great friendship as two people that are struggling to do a good one, as it were. And I thought it would be apropos for me, before I start coding this, is what I'm going to do, and give you all that jargon, for him to say something about the plate itself, which shrunk, because it shrink.
It has already popped off the bat by itself. So it's just, it's free on there. It's down right at exactly 26 inches. So I'm guessing it was around 28.
But I'm going like this. And then, well, that was some, I don't want that too thick, like that little bit that I showed you. But I'm going to just show you how I do this. And see all the interstices there. So let me do this for the movie, as it were, and then you can see what I'm doing here. Like even there, I'll show you, let me do a little straightening right in here. And it's the touch of the brush that makes it swing or click. See, like that kind of thing is what I want. The interstices of the clay proper. So this is a good movie to show you how the technical aspect. But to me, it's just that I like the viscosity of the paint. Now, you know, the other ones I would go like this. See? But I won't do that as much because but you shut up for a minute or so, and with the camera you can see how I'm going to treat this with the strafing. See? Like I'll do it right here, and you can see it's the touch of the brush. You see, that makes them swing. See what I mean? I don't want it that way. I don't want it to go thick. I want it like I'm going to get it by just strafing it. Now, and then the rim, I usually paint, actually I paint cadmium red, light or medium, when I get done. I've always just found that's a nice, spunky color. But I'm going to keep doing this now, and you can see, I'm not going to stop it on you either. I'm going to do this for about maybe 4 minutes, and then you can see what I'm trying to do here with the interstices of the Venetian red clay. See how I'm doing that? The touch of the brush, you'd even say. I don't mean I'm an expert at, like Velasquez was when he did with oil paint, his pieces. And of course, if anybody wants to see how to put paint on whatever medium he had, you can see that. But I'm just trying to, on this batch, see, I can do this, and that's the way I used to do it. And that's why some of the others I've done have that wonderful texture. I just gave one to Nancy Kesl and Charlotte Kesl. It was truly about 28 inches. And I gave that to him because I wanted it to keep in the family. Because now John, after years of me bugging him, he's consented, you see, to letting me, that's the way I used to do, see. But then I'm straightening it and letting those interstices. And you'll see me develop that as I do. But, you know, you can just go like that or like that and that, and, you know, go walk around it. So that's what the whole thing is about. And another thing that's important is that John has never, he doesn't come up and say, all these little places, when we go inside, then you'll see that I have an exact plan for every little indentation. Now, another thing you can do is to grip it like that and then strafe it. See, there's a little clot or so there. That's okay, but you don't, when it's drying like this particular batch, because he had his art show that he had to go to, and we waited. Like maybe, in other words, it was necessary for him to come up and do that and hopefully sell some of the wonderful work he does, which is very different than what we've done for all these years. The good fortune, I was going to say, of having Don Pilcher come from Illinois and do an article on us. Now I'm going to kind of hit it in under the rim here, though. See, like that. Even if it drools a little, that's all tactile. And he came down for 4 days, and he wrote a 4-page, I believe it was, article. And John's wife Ann also wrote about us having done these for so long. we even did, and I gave my copy. John has his copy. Now see, right there, it's a little thicker, and I'm bringing that down. But right here, I'm just doing it. Like I say, I really do the rims at the end. And I found that if I put the red down, it's a pretty good color, a spunky color. Now this is, we'll take this in a minute. I can do a little more dropping like that. But then when I do, see, like that Shakespeare line, speak typically on the tongue, like straighten it like that. Now, I might also just go like that a little and straighten that after a minute or so, because it's really nice to get those textures. But in this perhaps 4 minutes, it took 3.5 minutes to put these down there. Why then, if you want to come closer, see these little bumps? I'm straightening them. See that, like that. And so, I'm getting these tactile effects like that. Not like some I've done before, which is thicker, but real thin with the undercolor coat coming through. You can see how those little dots are when you straighten. But see, like right in there. It's so much fun. I'm going to do it one more time. But wait just a minute or so, and then continue to straighten. Probably I'll wait a minute more if I were doing it for myself. See, the little dots will smash down and have indentations in them. So, I'm just doing this. Now what we'll do, we'll reel this in, and I'll let you see me draw this. Now what I'm doing here is, see, like right in there, I just want to put a little there, and here, see, and then straight those so that they're not all clay. Because I'm taking advantage in this batch. I always try to make it. See, what I'm doing is drawing a circle within a circle. And then when I do that, then this is not the hair. And then I'll just bring it on up there, something like that. And then, see, I just do it like that. And then, you have to. I mean, with my black. Maybe go. I think I'll put a chin on it too. It'll be interesting to see how it develops there. Now, the hair, like, if I put the hair on it like this, I can just cut that here, one of the eyes, and then the other eye. Now we're not, Rusty and I are not doing this to, as it were, prove anything. We're just doing it for the fun of it. You can see where that line is that I made it. You know, you just put that in there. Then there again, if I straighten it, I can take it out of it. But I think what I'll do, remember that's the middle of it. That's not bad. I think I'll put a huge mouth on it. And then with the mouth, do it real right. I think I'll just put the hair in. See, I just put this in. After doing it for years and years, there's another thing that you kind of have, as it were, shortcuts, as it were. See. Now, I'm letting the interstices exist because I might see I'm straightening it to get those clay parts, which are, to me, like middle value gray. See what I mean? Straightening that on there. This might not even be the way I'll do it all, but. So I'm just going to take the black and you'll see how I'm doing this. And then I'll take probably a comb or a fork and straight through this and try to get all those little interstices, great word, that will exist. And this will add to it, see, having all those little spots like that. John and I have worked for 25 years like this, and as I said earlier, we've done a whole set of dishes and lemonade plates and vases, and that has been our pleasure, you see. And sometimes we flip a coin. I seem to never be able to get the coins to work in my the head the first shot of it. And now I'm going to draw her neck here, and a blouse that she'll have. Get them here. Remember, there's a line there that I put in there with that little stick. And I just go like that. And I might use the eye, that's some, take these and Don Pilcher was so nice to do that article. It was, I believe it was in the, if you go to the library and get it, it was the December copy of the, it's the refining of it. And that's why John said, at least I don't think he said it on camera, but I really do spend a lot of time on these. Because it's just, now, there I'm out of the circle thing, so what I'll do is make this eye a little larger. Like this. Why not? And I could leave the interstices on those, wouldn't hurt it, but we'll just see what transpires. It's really wonderful that you're getting the whole scheme of what we're up to here, because that really makes it beneficial on these. And I don't, how do you know the other one would be over here, out there, or even down that much? Okay, see, now I do this to give the plate pace, and that's what I'm doing now. Now that I can, but it's better to have a top. But all those little things that would give it a little pace would, from it, it's almost easier to go in the line. A little bit of pressure on the fork, and then, see, that's when in that groove. And then I'll make, see, ECOC, little French there, and then, well, if I wanted to, cheek. I like, he's dead, but I like very much the artist Yalinsky, who was Russian, of course, and came to, and lived in Deutschland. I want to bring it at another angle, so I could do that like this. And then, but even if I wanted to bring it down to this point, or I want to bring it up to this point. Keep changing it to the position. Now, I can make her blouse color. I'll have to go over this, because I want to have enough of that blouse color that I can make the colors correlate. This is to have it correlate to the other side, but Cezanne's the one that really did that, and made a thing of it. Because here, teeth. That way, the center tooth, you can do them that way too. And then just paint them white. Personal way you want to take them. Get a little smaller now. I wanted him to see the process of this. Yeah. I think it's great. Well, I tried to use the jargon and everything, you know. Yeah. This isn't a bad one either, Joe. No, I know that. And I dropped them in there, and then I straight over and let the red underneath the yellow come through. So it'll really be a lighter yellow thing, something orange, and it'll look like dark, yes, all right. A dark mass, right. But
and then I have my friend Ron Chesser takes that and puts wire, and then that way we can hang them by getting the symmetry of the thing.
And I like that, because I'm going to make this thing like that. See, because it'll melt down. And so, when I take this, I'm just going to take this particular, and just move around a little bit, and then crescendo it up, like I did on, see, and just you know, what color does that say, Lennie? Yes. Okay, Lennie. Now this little light, I left it by the door there at home, but I just hope you can get, or quite remarkable. But the reason I need to get brushes, you see, and do this with them too. Of course, the black I can paint the black out later, and I will. So, that's an amateur gloss glaze, right? If this is orange, then you can see that I'll use reds over this, and then probably put, see now that. Remember now, these are glaze colors. And when John fixes these, he probably, I should, not be talking and just concentrate on this, but I can still do it pretty well. Here we go, 2007. These are just little plots of ground up glass. When I scribble this way, I have to kind of arrange them a little different way. Another way would say I'm distributing these, but you gotta have enough of. I'm kind of concerned about not having it drop down in there too much and make it fuse. I'm just going to do it over here. Down above this. This is exactly what. Wow, look at this. What color is this? Is that the yellow? Yes. It's the underglaze. Yes. Okay. And what I'm doing here is letting some of those yellows. What is that for? I believe these from the church to see. Oh, Lennie. Right, y'all get underglazes. We don't
in that groove. And then I'll make, see, the ECOC, little French there, and then when you have them like this, you can go over, see what, like, you can go over it and get these tips like this.